welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be doing the review of the Wonderfold W2. I've had many requests to film this one for you guys, so I'm really glad to get it out for you. We've used this a lot. I even flew with it once or twice, and so I can give you some good insight on my experiences and kind of what I've seen day to day with it, and hopefully help you make a good decision for your family if you think this is the one for you. So without further ado, we'll get into the video and hope that it helps. So I'm going to start off by talking about a couple of the features that are pretty unique to Wonderfold. I think most of the W series have both of these features. So the first thing I'll comment on is this little door that's here on the front. One-way entry, so you can only unzip from the outside. Cannot unzip from the inside, so you're not going to have any little hands getting in there and escaping by unzipping the door. This enables you, to let kids go in and out, when you want them to go in and out, and you don't have to lift kids in, which I think is really nice, especially for bigger kids. And if you don't have the seats in there, I mean, it's very, easy to do. If you have the seats installed, this door is really nice because it gives you easy access to storage. You can store things under those seats. And I know some moms like to do a hack, because if your kid is bigger than the 50-pound weight limit for the seat, you can put like a little stool under there or something to make it more sturdy. I don't advise that just because it's not advised by the manufacturer, but some moms do that. So this easily gives you access to go underneath those seats very easily, or to let kids in and out. I've even put my dog in there. I'll include a clip in the video of that. So it's really cool. It's very multifunctional, very unique. The other thing that's really special about Wonderfold with the W series are these seats. These are removable seats. We're able to fold them with the seats clipped on, with the side snaps taken off. I know some people can already fold them with the side snaps on too. It might just be a matter of usage and how long you have it. But I really, really like these seats. These are a very special trademark of the brand. And I think that they have an adjustable 3 or 5-point optional harness system, which is good for kids as they grow, and is the higher weight limit, the 50 pounds. It used to be 33, but they retested and they were able to bring it up. So if you get a Wonderfold, like the OG, the W2, and your manual says 33 pounds like mine does, just know that they retested and that the weight limit is for yours as well. It's now 50. It's not the 33. So just know that. But these are really special. If you want to have seats in, you can have one seat in, one seat out. You don't have to have any seats in, and then you just have a tall wagon. I know a lot of families like to have their kids just standing in there, and kind of like surfing, doing the thing. So this is really good for transporting things as well. I think the weight limit on the W2 is pretty high. I think it's about 200 pounds. So even once your kids outgrow it, you can use this to transport things and everything like that. It can be very useful even after your kids aren't in it anymore. But with that high weight limit, you can have riders for a very long time in this one. Something else that I want to remark on about the Wonderfold, this material. For me, wipeable material is a really big deal because kids are messy. I know I've said this a million times on my channel. Kids are messy, and you get little Cheeto dust and snacks spilled and drinks and all this stuff. And this material is really good for wiping away, and it's not going to stain easily. It's really, really great. Although it is spot clean only per the manufacturer, this is still very hardy and resistant material. So I think that this is really, really well done, well chosen. The other thing that I will comment on that I'm less fond of is their pull function for the Wonderfold wagon here. It comes with this strap, and it's literally made of the same exact thing that you would use to like secure your seat to the wagon and everything like that. And it just has like a small loop on one end and a bigger loop on the other. So the bigger loop is your handle. So you literally just put it over this front bar and like loop it in there somehow. You slip it through the little one. And this is your pull function. So this makes it a stroller wagon, according, with the pull function. To me, I would never have used this. They say it's good if you're at the beach or something and you're carrying a heavy load and it's not doing well in the sand and you want to use it to lift. This is like a baby backpack fabric. I don't see this carrying 200 pounds of weight. It's just, to me, it just seems like they wanted to check the box to have a pull function on there, and I don't think that it passes for me. But I mean, I guess it's good to have the option. Maybe it can be useful in circumstances that I'm not thinking of, but I'm gonna keep it real with you, as I always do. We pulled this out and we laughed when we unboxed the thing. I mean, it's just kind of like, not what you expect. But yeah, this is an option for you, and it's conveniently tucked away here in the front. So that's something to consider if you want to have a pull function on your wagon. I know Wonderfold sells other models that have a push bar and a pull on the front, but those are not the W series, so they're not going to have these removable seats. So if you want a more reliable pull function, you can look into those options, but just know that you will lose some of the options here. The thing that's really nice about the seats too, actually I should have mentioned before, is that with other models such as the Veer, the Larktail, you know, they have a footwell, and the footwell is always going to lower your weight limit. The max capacity, you know, that your stroller wagon can handle, it will lower it. So this has a footwell in an interesting way, right? It's not like an optional footwell that's going to take away from your weight limit. It's like it's an optional in a way that you put the seat in and then you have a footwell, and if you don't want it, you can take it out. But because it's designed this way, you're not going to lose that weight limit. So this has a really great weight limit, so you can have bigger kids and everything like that in there, and it's going to serve you well. So I think that's something just to consider if you are one of those families that is prioritizing for any reason, for preference, for medical needs, whatever it is. If you really are set on having the footwell, I would think about getting something like this, just so that you can have the longevity of that high weight limit, but you can also have the footwell without compromising on that feature. Something that I really like about the Wonderfold are the options that it has for storage. Here you have a pocket. Up here there's a pocket as well on the front, and this is the peekaboo door that you can use for storage or for entry for small children. There's another pocket here on the side similar to the other one, and on the back it has a storage basket built in where you can put kind of just a catch-all of whatever you have for your walk that day. Now I'll show you how easy it is to change the canopy from one side to the other. So if we turn around here, sun's all over him, but we can go ahead and simply pull this down to give coverage where it's needed. So the side coverage is really customizable and really great. The only thing I would say is just if your sun is coming in from either end, you might not get as good coverage, like there's some sun coming in on him right now, but just something to be aware of. So my thoughts on the brake system for the W2 are it's pretty good. Going down, it's really easy. It's pretty firm. It's not too loud, so if baby's napping, it won't, scare them. Going up, you do have to dig your foot kind of into that to push it up. So it's not exactly open toe shoe friendly, but it's not too sharp on the edges. So it's not as bad as some of the other ones that I've tried. And overall, I'd say it's pretty good. For reference, I'm 5'7", and I did kick the brake a few times, but it's not too bad. This happened to me when I filmed my comparison video too, so just something to be aware of, that the sidewalk cracks don't do that well with these, OG tires on the W2. Okay, go for it, son.
Come out? No, through the loop, Tony.
Push open the door. It's like Ace Ventura.
Can you go back in? You can tap inside. Tap inside.
Go inside.
Come on, go.
Go inside. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl, mommy.
Watch your tail.
Good girl, mama.
Stay, mama. Stay.
Mommy, are you ready for this roll? Oh, jump out.
Stay, mama. Stay. Stay, mama. Stay, mama. Stay. Okay, get her like jumping out. She's probably gonna jump out over.
Mama. Good girl. So now we'll cover the other end of the stroller wagon, of the W2, and we'll talk about the handlebar. I did some shots in comparison of this in the comparison video that I filmed recently with the larktail and the pronto, but just to give you my insight on this, I actually like it. I really like it. This cover, it's kind of like a spandex material. It's really comfortable, and I like that it is removable. It has a zipper here that makes it real easy to take off and wash it if you need to, if it gets sweaty or dirty or whatever. And they do also sell a vegan leather, like an optional thing you can buy on the side if you would prefer to have that kind of material. I really like it, so it's quite comfortable. And something I always remark on when you have a handlebar that's like this, where it's on a joint like this, is I wouldn't put very much weight on this, just because, you know, when you're curb hopping and things like that, you're already putting pressure on it, and kind of it has to carry the burden of the weight. So if you have extra things on this and that are repeatedly kind of dragging it down and it's fighting that force already, it's going to wear out faster, and you'll end up having more problems with it sooner. So I just tend to err on the side of caution and not put very much weight on these things. But as far as the handlebar goes, it's pretty great. It adjusts really well. It's got a variety of heights that it offers. So I think that the handlebar is pretty well done. One other remark I wanted to make about the canopies, I already know we covered some information on that, is it comes standard with one of these panels. I recommend, if you know you're gonna be using this, like, you know, fairly regularly, go ahead and get a second panel. I don't know if they sell just the black, like the, you know, matching one separately. I haven't seen that, but maybe if you contact the company, they can help you. I know I've seen that they sell like an American flag version of it, which I think is really cool. I would totally buy one. And it comes with like these pocket protectors in the different fabric, and then also the another panel of this. I just say that because the canopy design is really, really good. It can give good coverage if you have both of those panels. With just one panel, it's not the best coverage, but it has potential. So if you add the second one, you can get full coverage on both sides. That would only leave you exposed on the ends, but I don't think that's a really big deal unless it's, you know, really hot or something like that. If you're looking for more of like a blackout coverage, I know that there are some people that make like custom canopies, and you can order some that are completely encompassing. So if you have like a special needs child or something like that, you know, that needs some time to decompress and kind of get away from overstimulation, maybe you could look into investing in one of those, and that could be really helpful. A side note on that as well, Wonderfold, I believe you have to submit some paperwork, but they do have like a medical needs discount. So if you get in touch with them, you got to fill out some paperwork to verify it. But they offer that as well. So if you need that, you know, that's something to look into. There's something else that I'll talk about while we're on this side is the push. With one child in on either side of the stroller wagon, I found that the push is very good. Very smooth, easy turns, you know, everything like that. When I put both of my kids in, that's when I have a hard time. And that's I will say specifically probably because I have the original version. This is like the most basic version you can get of the W2. Now they have, I believe, the premium and the 2.0, and those come with different features, but they both have improved tires, I believe. And the 2.0 definitely has like all the bells and whistles, the fanciest package, and those are more of the XL tires. I think they're a different material altogether. They're heavier, but they're bigger, they're more heavy duty, and they definitely improve that push. So if this is going to be your everyday, I would always recommend just to spend a little extra, get the upgrade, maybe wait for a sale. I know that there are brand ambassador codes and things like that that you can use to bring that cost down a little bit. But to spring for the better tires, I would recommend. These tires, they do fine with one kid, but if you have the two kids in there, it's worth it to spring for it, because they have a very basic kind of tread, but it's kind of just like a foam, kind of like a standard tire, not very all-terrain friendly, not very tough, I wouldn't say. So it doesn't give you kind of the smooth push that you would want in a lot of situations there. And they're not as big tires on the front or the back as some other stroller wagons have. So I would just, you know, think about getting that upgrade. Other than that, I'll include some videos of the fold, or some pictures of the fold as we did in the comparison video. You can also check that out if you want to see the video of us folding it and stowing it in the trunk. One more note I want to make about the tires on the W2 is that the back tires are very easy to remove. This can be important if you are storing your W2, if you're putting it in and out of the trunk, or what have you, whatever situation it is. It's very useful to have tires that are easy to take on and off. By the same token, the front tires are not the same case. We found this out the hard way when we were filming our unboxing video, and I messed something up and my husband had to try to take them off. There's a teensy tiny little peg that you have to push in to remove the front tires. And next time if I have to do it, I'll probably do it with a small tool or something, because it's just a very tiny piece and it's really hard to get in there. So unless you're willing to risk losing a nail, I would use something else, but just something to keep in mind. The other thing that I wanted to note that I know I make a note of in many of my videos, but I don't think I do maybe a thorough enough job of explaining why it matters, is that the front tires on the W2 don't lock in place. And for some people that won't ever matter. That won't ever affect your use of the stroller wagon. For some people it really will, because if you need to be on different terrains, if you're in a place that has all 4 seasons, you know, maybe if you have to go out in the snow or whatever, in the ice, whatever like that, you're going to need something that can have those front locking tires to enable you to have a good push over as many terrains as possible. And the front locking tires can help you to keep from skidding on ice and things like that. So, or if you need to go quickly, I don't advise jogging with a stroller wagon, but if you need to get moving somewhere quickly, that can also help. So you avoid the speed wobbles. But just something to be aware of if you are in one of those locations, or if you live a lifestyle that requires front locking tires. This doesn't have that. I'm not sure if the other models of the Wonderfold do offer that option, but these ones definitely don't. So just, something to be aware of. I think that's gonna wrap it up for our review today. If there's anything that I missed, any detail that I left out that you have a question about, please go ahead and let me know in the comments, and I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can. I always appreciate the comments. It helps me to get better. We've only been doing this for about 6 months, so we're still pretty new, but we just really want to help people be able to make these decisions. I know it's really hard as parents to be able to get to the store to try and see and test out different things. Sometimes you live in a place where there is no store that has these different things, and especially in the time of COVID, a lot of people don't want to leave their homes to try and find out firsthand what it's like to push the different models of the stroller wagons. And some of them are just not sold in stores. So amidst that complicated landscape of stroller wagons, we're here to help. Hopefully it does. So thank you for joining us today on the channel, and we really appreciate you watching. Please like, share, subscribe, all the good things, and we'll see you on the next one.